here is the next few steps to solving the Rubik's Cube. If you've watched my previous videos, you should have basically your bottom two layers complete. Your green side should be done, and then the bottom two layers should be solid one color. Okay. But the next there are actually 4 steps. I've covered 3 of them in 2 videos. There are actually 4 steps that solve the top layer, because you cannot disturb the bottom layer, and you have to finish the top. Alright? So basically, now what you're going to try to get is a large blue cross on the top layer. Okay? From now on, ignore the corners or whatever color they are. Okay? Just pretend they don't exist, because you're only going to be paying attention to the cross. Okay? After you solve the bottom 2 layers, you're going to have one of 4 possible outcomes for your 5 pieces at the center and then the 4 edge pieces. You are either going to have one, your top layer, remember, ignore the corners. You may have one that only the center is blue. I have this one where there's like a V, where you have 2 adjacent edge pieces that are blue, and then the center is blue. You may have one where you have a blue stripe down the middle, or you're going to have one where it actually has a blue cross. If you have the blue cross, you get to skip this step, but still I would recommend either writing it down, writing this step down, or just watching it so you know what to do when you don't get this, because most likely the next time you do it, you are going to have to do this. Alright? Here's what you're going to do. If you have only the center is blue, remember, ignoring the corners, only the center is blue, you can look at the cube any way you want, just as long as blue is on top. From now on, blue is always going to be on top. Alright? So you can look at it any way if only the center is blue. If you have a V like me, have the V on the left and back side, as I'll say, okay? The left and the back. Wait a second. Showing this at a bad angle. Yeah, have it on the left and the back side. Sorry, I was pointing to the wrong sides. Sure, it's on the left and the back sides. If you have a stripe going down the middle, make sure it's on the left and the right sides. Okay? If you have the blue cross, you just get to skip it. Okay? So it should really look like a V if you have mine. If you have the blue in the center, then you can look at it anyway. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to now learn another algorithm. That is the next algorithm for getting your blue cross, okay? By now, you should be writing all these algorithms down or have them memorized. I would always pronounce them and try to think of a funny way to say them. Like I pronounced that Rubik. I thought that was pretty funny as a name, so that's how I kept remembering it, and I thought this was one of the easiest steps because of that. So you're going to look at it the correct way, either your V or your line down the middle. Your line should go from the left to the right side, okay? Subdividing the front and the back. So you're going to look at it, and you're going to do Rubik. F, R, U, opposite R, opposite U, opposite F. Okay, if you have the dot in the middle and you perform Rubik, you should end up with the V. If you perform the V like I did, you should end up with your line. And if you perform it with the line, you should end up with the cross. Alright? They all succeed each other. Alright, it's just 4 steps in a row. I started basically at step 2. Alright, and this is step 3. If you start with the blue dot in the middle, your V should be facing the wrong way. Turn it so your V is facing the right way. I think you have to turn it 180 degrees. I don't remember. But this is how you should be looking at it if you have a line. Okay? Once again, do Rubik. F, R, U, opposite R, opposite U, opposite F. Now I have the blue cross. If you had the V, now you can go ahead and do the, and you'll have a line. Now just do the, algorithm again, and you should get the cross. Basically, this algorithm may have to be performed 3 times, 1, 2, or 3 times. I had to do it twice. That's how many times most people usually have to do it. Some people get lucky and only have to do it once or no times at all. Alright, Next step is aligning the cross, okay? As you notice, like these colors, that one did match, but this color doesn't match, this color doesn't match, and this color doesn't match. Only one of the colors matches, okay? The algorithm I just showed you is going to be the one you're going to use next. Alright, you're going to twist the top until you get a position like me, where you have one of your edge pieces in place, like this, but the ones to the sides of it are not in place, okay? You're going to look at the one that's in place as the front view. So this is going to be your right, and this is your up, alright? And you perform the algorithm, R, U, opposite R, U, R, U, U, opposite R. Alright? Look around and see if your top is in place. If your top is still out of place, look for another position again. You are allowed to twist the top again. Alright? You can keep twisting the top until you get all of the centers in place. Like me, I didn't. I've got these two in place, but not these two. So in order to get a position, I twist the top. Now I've got that in place, and these two are not in place. You're going to have to keep doing the same thing, looking to see if one's in place and the other two are not, and perform your algorithm again. And now like this, I now have all the center pieces in place. All the colors match. Alright. So the next step to solving the Rubik's Cube is getting the corners in the correct location. Alright? Well, they don't necessarily have to be turned correctly. You're gonna look at the top layer. Don't ever turn the top layer unless the algorithm tells you to from now, okay? Because if you do that, now the centers are not in place. And if you do the algorithm I'm gonna show you soon, they'll be moved out of place and kept out of place, and you're gonna mess yourself up. So, this is how you can look at it. You're going to find one of the corners, like this one, that's in place. This just so happened to be turned correctly. It doesn't necessarily have to be turned correctly. Alright? The red could be on top of the blue over here and the white over here. The corner is still technically in the right place, just not turned correctly. You're going to look at it as your corner, kind of like separating the front and the right, okay? It's going to separate the two. And you're going to perform the following algorithm. Right now you should be looking at your corner that's in the correct place, not necessarily turned correctly. Mine is, though. You're going to look at it, and you can perform the algorithm I just showed you. U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, L. Okay? You may have to perform this algorithm again. You're going to check to see if your other corners are in the correct place. My other corners are not, so I do have to do it again. You're going to do it until they are in place. U, R, U, I, L, I. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that one wrong. Sometimes I do this wrong. U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, L. Now my corners are in the correct place. This is in the right place, this is in the right place, this is in the right place, and this is in the right place. If you happen to get none of the corners in the right place, the only way to do that would be turning the top. But if you don't have any corners in the right place without turning the top, it doesn't matter what corner you face, perform the algorithm, one corner will fall into place, turn it, and then perform the algorithms until you get this setup, okay? I'm running out of time to show you the last step to doing it, so I'm going to make a short video of it on how to do it. Alright, you are almost done. One more video to go. That is the third part of solving the Rubik's Cube. Thanks for watching.